guys, it's Chris Roberts. You should join Stargate Command because they're really badass.
Hello, I'm Ardbeg. Welcome to the March 2015 episode of GateWay News, brought to you by Stargate Command. March has been a busy month for all of us, both the Stargate community and the folks at CIG. With Star Citizen's involvement in the South by Southwest Festival down here in Austin, Texas, and the 1.1 release of the Star Citizen client, which all the backers had to delete their old client and re-download, reinstall the new one, we've had a lot of developments this month. In fact, that 1.1 release was so popular that they had to bring new servers online to support all the traffic. Now, going back to the South by Southwest Festival, I was lucky enough to get to attend that. And as you can see here, I've got a little bit of swag, which I wanted to share with you guys. We'll figure out exactly how we'll get it out to you. We might run a contest. You may just leave a comment on the YouTube comments below the video, letting us know you want one. But we got some coasters here, Star Citizen coasters. They've got some free fly stuff for the free fly week on the back here. Standard cardboard coaster. They were at the bar at the after party, and then on a table off to the side, they had like a stack that you could kind of grab a few. And they were giving these out all weekend long at South by Southwest. They were at the gaming station, and then they had a bunch left over. And again, there was like a stack there. We could grab a few. But it's kind of a cool little piece of memorabilia. It's the holographic card, which you should be able to see it shifting. I think it's got the scythe, the Vandal scythe, or no, I think it's a Hornet maybe. But anyways, kind of cool. Another really cool piece of memorabilia I got, which I'm not keeping for myself. I really want to give it to someone in the community. I'm just trying to think of a contest again. Is a poster they were giving out at the after party at South by Southwest, which, as you can see here, I got signed by Chris Roberts. So if any of you guys can think of a really special way to contribute to GateWay News or Stargate Command, we may run a contest for this especially, or if there's just someone who wants to contribute in a special way to the program, get in touch with us, let us know, or you may be hearing soon about a contest. So, let's take a look at some of the news that's been happening in the community. Put this off to the side there. One thing I noticed is that CIG is actually providing more content for us. And in fact, they're featuring content that community members have been putting out on the internet through a new program called The Wonderful World of Star Citizen. A little bit of a tongue twister. The Wonderful World of Star Citizen. And that's hosted by Disco Lando. It's a lot of fun. He's got a lot of personality. There's 2 episodes out now. The second episode just posted on robertspaceindustries.com. So check it out if you haven't seen The Wonderful World of Star Citizen yet. It's a really cool program. In addition to the existing lineup of 10 for the chairman, Around for the Verse, 10 for the devs, and the many other videos and content that the folks at Cloud Emporium Games put up for us. One of the things that they just spoke about in this most recent Around the Verse is a new concept ship. And you can see some of this again by watching the latest episode of Around the Verse, but they talked about the Aegis Vanguard. And they had the concept artists on there talking about it, and they had some pictures and some of the basic animations. Basically, what the Vanguard is it's a deep space heavy fighter. So because it's made for long distance missions, it has large fuel tanks. These large fuel tanks and heavier armor, because this ship is the first one on the scene, so it needs to be able to, do some damage, but also take some damage. So because it's a bit of a heavier fighter, it trades off in maneuverability, but it has larger fuel tanks and heavier armor. Concept artists that were interviewed in Around the Verse said it was inspired by modern sports cars like the Lamborghini or the Batmobile in the most recent Batman movies like the Tumbler. So if you've ever wanted to fly a Batmobile in space, this might be your opportunity with the new Aegis Vanguard. So this month we've got a little bit of a shorter episode, I guess you could say, or less content because I have more information to give you guys up front. So, like always, we're going to be interviewing one of a member of our leadership here at Stargate Command. So, and I will be taking us into that interview right now.
Greetings, citizens. This is Omanai again, bringing you another segment where we meet one of the SGC's High Council members. Our guest this time is a member of the Ministry of Defense. You may remember the excellent interview with Benedict, who leads the naval side of the same branch. This time I would like to welcome Fiancourt to the show. Welcome.
Hi, thank you, Omanai. Hello.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, you can tell them hello again.
Hello again.
Yes. All right, well, here's the part where I just ask the basic question. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your position in Stargate Command.
Well, as you said previously, my name is Finecord. I like to play games that have a lot of action and are very fast-paced, and that's something that I saw in Star Citizen. Unlike a lot of other space games that usually take things slow, or there's not a lot of big explosions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No boom suddenly.
And then when I heard that there was going to be FPS, that just dropped me in even more. Because I mean, who doesn't love FPS, especially in when they put it together with multiple things?
Right. Well, I think some of the RTS guys might disagree, but I definitely agree.
Oh well, you know.
Yeah, turn-based.
Games are able to combine multiple different types of genres and styles into one. It makes it that everyone can play their own preference, but
right.
All together.
Alrighty. So, in your position?
I am the leader of the Marine Corps.
Oh. That's a pretty big spot. So you're the general, huh?
Yes, I am. Until I'm replaced, inevitably.
Yeah. Is it your plan to be replaced? No? Okay. Alright, so, oh, go ahead.
That was that, you know, I'm probably not qualified, but, you know, if anyone ever thinks that I need to be replaced or someone better's there, I'm always willing to step down.
Right. Well, hopefully that doesn't come to play. So how did you hear about the SGC?
I was searching through the different types of forums and stuff, but I've always been a big Stargate fan. You know, I loved watching all of the shows, and I watched all the movies except for Continuum. I never watched Continuum.
Ah.
But you know, I heard about them making a game, and then they stopped working on that and stuff. But when I heard about Star Citizen, you know, it's like this is the perfect kind of game where Stargate fans can come together and live in a persistent universe like this. So I started looking around, and I found SGC.
Nice. Oh, and on that note, when did you hear and how did you hear about Star Citizen? Was there like a site or did you just find it?
One of my friends from League of Legends mentioned it. I was telling him about a space game that's it's a little bit more it's more of a single player RTS game called The Mandate. I was telling him about this, and he generally lost interest and then decided to show me Star Citizen.
He's like, what?
I wasn't very interested at first because I thought it was going to be a sort of like the X-Wing games where, you know, you go in and you load up a mission, you play that mission, and then you load back into the menu, and then you load up another mission, you go in. There's no persistent universe like I was expecting, kind of like an EVE Online game.
Right. Well, we're glad that it's different.
Oh yeah. Very
good. All right, so here comes a normal question. What's your favorite ship or ship type?
Well, at first it was the Hornet because, you know, who doesn't like the Hornet? Just visually, it looks very nice, very aggressive. Of course, it also looks very heavy as well.
Yeah, looks like it could take a pounding.
I like the design of the civilian Hornet rather than the Super Hornet. The Super Hornet, it's white with the red stripes, and I like the color scheme better of the basic Hornet.
Right.
But my favorite right now is the Mustang Delta.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we know there's been some issues with that, but you're handling it pretty well though. I mean, in combat, right?
Yeah, well, ESP and the 1.1 update has been a little jittery. I mean, it hasn't been nearly as good as it used to be in the past, but we're still trying to get that fixed, I think, in the updates.
Yeah, and you did an expose on that, so I guess we'll move on. Usually, we always ask about the ships because they're the big draw, but Star Citizen is obviously more than just the ships. In that regard, and considering your position, I'm going to ask you about the ground combat to an extent. I mean, first, having heard the hype and seen the sneak peeks, what aspect of Star Citizen FPS are you most looking forward to?
Well, I'm most looking forward to the more of the zero-G aspects that they're working on, because they've been talking about the push-pull system, and if anyone's paid attention to the previous FPS videos, you've seen people throwing grenades in zero-G and hooking up some of those personal shields. Those are very, very nice. I really like those.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting, bit there. I mean, so I guess what role do you see yourself taking on in a mixed team, like heavy weapons or sniping or something like that?
I'm usually the basic fighter, the engineer, or the medic. That's the usual role that I take in FPS games.
Right. Well, and that's that it'd be interesting to see how we come together.
Yeah.
All right. So now we got that out of the way. For your division within the Ministry of Defense, what are you looking for in prospective members of the Marine Corps?
I'm just looking for people that like FPS in general, and they're interested in joining up because FPS or the Marines is actually one of the smaller branches of SGC as a whole.
Yeah, there's like what, a couple people in there.
Yeah. Once Ethan did his member culling.
Yeah, well, and a lot of the reserves can be pulled into us as well for that, I guess, for the Marines and Navy.
I think it will be a good idea for every member to get a basic level training with all of the space combat and stuff, just so they know what's going on and what they're going to be able to do. Because there are going to be situations where they're going to have to, pitch in.
Yeah, and in that vein, what about special forces, special teams?
Special forces is something that I've been thinking a lot about recently since the FPS is coming up soon, and I think that's just going to be a group of the highly specialized for doing specific missions, getting in and getting them done really quick. But that, of course, they also have to be very, very good at what they do.
So you picture something like SG-1, a specific team of guys.
SG-1 or Republic Commandos from Star
Wars. Right. Okay. Well, we'll be looking forward to hearing your impression of the FPS module when it goes live. Thank you for the informative work you've done here in the past episodes. That's about all the time we have right now for this segment. Thank you, Fine Cord, for taking the time to answer our questions, and thank you to all of you that are listening.
Well, I'll see you guys later.
Until next time, this is Omanai. We'll be seeing you in the verse.
Thank you so much, Omanai and Fine Cord, for providing that information. It's always nice to hear from the leadership and really have a chance to get to know the people you're going to be working with and playing the game with here in the organization. Of course, many of us are very active on the TeamSpeak servers, so if you ever want to just get the opportunity to meet some of the guys or girls, jump on TeamSpeak, and that's right through our engine site for the organization. Now, to close out today's program, one of our members and General Jack O'Neill put together a new video with some gameplay and like an intro to the org. So until next time, I'm Ardbeg, and I'll see you in the verse.